So, I don't ever claim to be the best chess player, just a pretty decent one for my elo. I don't win every game I ever play, but this is a game I had fun in because I was bullying this kid, and he ended up losing because he decided to wait for the auto abort to kick in. He opens up with d4, which is your basic average chess move, and there's a multitude of things you can do. The most common thing is to do d5 in return, because then all of a sudden, you're both setting up for the either ICBM gambit or just trying to set up the board. And honestly, I was setting up for the ICBM gambit. There's nothing I love more than just launching my queen across the map like an intercontinental ballistic missile and killing your queen. It's the most fun thing to do, in my opinion. And then he opens up after d4 to knight c3, which is yet again another book move. So here I am thinking, oh, hey, I'm playing someone who's pretty good at this game. I should watch out. So I decide, to be a little bit of a shenanigan boy. I decide the best move is bishop to g4 because it puts pressure on their queen. I wanted to, just put a little bit of fear into his heart. And the game review rates this as a good move. Apparently my next move was supposed to be what is that? Pawn to c5 by the looks of it? Yeah, pawn to c5. That was supposed to be my next move. And then he decides to kick my bishop. I move it back one square, even though game says I should have returned it to my starting square, but I was just like, are you smoking crack, game? There's a queen threatening to come out here. I need to keep this diagonal clogged as much as possible. And then he successfully forms a wall of pawns, and then this is where the fun happens. I destroy it. With just a single pawn, he takes it back, and then I back my bishop off once more. This time, the game says me backing my bishop off is a good move. And then he just decides to randomly throw a check at me for absolutely no reason. It's like, buddy, do you not see these massive wall of pawns I haven't even moved yet? And then I was just like, okay, I'll just move a pawn and stop your check. He then has his bishop retreat, which is probably the best option for him, and then I go knight a6. I have no idea why I went knight a6. I was just trying to get my knight developed. Hopefully get him into the action. When the game says I should have gone pawn e5 for some reason. That would have just lost me material, though, if I'm being honest with you. And then he busts out the knight on his own, and saying bishop knight f3 is an excellent move. It develops the knight and attacks at the center. Yes, it does. And also my horse is in trouble. So I decide to start stacking up the center of my own. I guess because of the pawn protection that the knight has, he just doesn't want to take it or anything. He then decides to castle kingside. I then go put pressure on his bishop. Not his bishop. I go put pressure on his knight, moving it from F1 to B1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's actually B. Yeah, that's B4, I guess. He then moves his knight back to the starting square, and I just get to keep this bishop right here for free. I back up my pawn I back up the bishop with my pawn because I want to see if I can get this guy out of the way for an ICBM gambit. And it works. He took the gambit. And then the queen goes all the way across the map and kills him. Yeah! Let's go! But that's not all. There is a lot more to this game than meets the eye, my friends. So, he obviously takes with the rook afterwards. And he's set up to, you know, do quite a bit of DiMaggio. And now, I decide it's a good idea to capture this pawn, even though the game doesn't think it is. I just don't want to run the risk of him potentially getting a queen or anything like that. So I take the pawn, even though the game says the bishop should have taken the pawn. And then again, I could have put him in check, but what I do instead is a lot funnier. He then puts a bishop right there checking my king. I just move my king one square up. And then he moves his bishop to g5. Well, his dark squared bishop to g5. The game calls that a miss, even though it's putting a check on me, so I don't really know how that's quite a miss. I then move from pawn f6, and the game says that's a good move. He backs off his bishop. I move my knight into the center of the board. And my knight has really good control here. Even though the game wanted me to kick the bishop out, I guess. Then he moves his bishop to attack my knight. And so this is where the fun begins. You see, I think he forgot about my dark squared bishop on b4. Because when I move my rook to d8, here's what he does next. He moves his rook to e1. Sacrificing the rook! In what Gotham Chess would say in this case. So I decide to take the rook sacrifice, moving my dark squared bishop from b4 all the way to e1, completely getting into his backline and making that castle he pulled off completely and utterly useless. Yes, I know this is low elo chess because I don't spend all day like Levy, Gotham Chess, Magnus Carlsen, and various other people playing chess all day because I don't have the kind of time to do that or the money to do that. As much as I would love to play chess all day, that'd be actually pretty fun. Then he decides to move bishop to e4, not wanting to have my my rook take it, instead of just taking my own bishop and trading, because we were even in material this whole time. We've pretty much gone band for band on pieces traded. And then after I take his bishop in return, the game just stops because I guess he rage quit and then he auto-aborted. Man, that's my one game review of the day. I'm going to start recording actual chess games I have and see how that goes. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and me and my chesscapades. Have a good day. Bye.